So with the stakes so high, the scrutiny so intense, all presidential campaigns have their good weeks and their bad weeks. When candidates struggle to stay on message and dampen distractions, that's a real issue. Especially for the GOP nominee, this may not have been a, by definition, good week. Here to discuss it with me and the state of the race, Jack Kingston, former Republican congressman from Georgia. He's also a senior advisor to the Donald Trump presidential campaign. Congressman, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today. We've heard the nominee this week mention that he probably isn't going to change, that this is what you see is what you get. But he needs to broaden his appeal, so how does he do that moving forward?
What we will be doing is talking more about the economy, the fact that middle America is hurting, the fact that Hillary Clinton, when it comes to economic policy, is really just a third term of Barack Obama. And we need to talk about foreign policy. Hillary Clinton cannot claim one victory in the international stage. If you consider the Iran buy-off, the nuclear deal as her crowning victory, it's a pretty sad legacy. So I think if we talk about the economy, and we talk about foreign policy, and then probably there will be a lot more discussion, not necessarily by the Trump people directly, but about the Clinton Foundation and the pay-to-play and the money for access and the disappearing emails. I mean, this week she's made a big deal about her tax returns, but we really are more interested in her emails. And so if she wants to be the transparent candidate, show us the emails and come clean about the Clinton Foundation and employees who worked for the State Department while being employed at the Clinton Foundation. Those things would be relevant. But, you know, when it comes to the economy, median household income has fallen from $57,000 to $53,000 in the last 18 years.
And I do want to talk about middle America, but I do want to push you on one issue because you brought up Hillary Clinton's emails. We've heard from her this week and other people saying, listen, we need those tax returns. And you can't say the audit is an excuse. We saw President Nixon release his records at the time when he was under audit. So a lot of pushback on that. If Donald Trump is going to say, I want to see those 33,000 emails, then, you know, people are going to say, we want to see your tax.
Well, number one, there is a real issue with the audit. But remember, Hillary Clinton has been running for president of the United States for 10 years. And, you know, she has been a public person who's put her taxes out there before. I mean, it shows she gave over $1 million to charity, but $1 million of that went to the Clinton Foundation, so I don't know how you claim giving money to yourself as a charitable contribution. But I can say, in terms of what Donald Trump's tax return looks like, it's not a matter of national security. National security is, if you were Secretary of State and you had a private email server, let's see what those emails had to say. So I think in terms of the choice, the tax issue, you know, I've run for office many times, and I know this is a kind of a game. It's a political thing. Oh, release your tax returns. But the media cares about it, and it is an I got you moment. But for the people out there who are looking for jobs, if they're one of the 94 million Americans who are underemployed or have quit looking for work, it's not the biggest issue out there.
So he shouldn't, if he were to ask your advice, you would say it's not a big deal.
Well, I would say that you need to focus on the economy. And I think that that's what voters care more about, the fact that their income has fallen from $53,000 or from $57,000 to $53,000, and 43 million people are on food stamps. And
you talk a lot about focus, and one of the things Donald Trump has said is, look at the turnout at my rallies. Even we just heard from Peter Ducey that there are people waiting in line to hear him in Connecticut, a state that typically doesn't vote for a Republican candidate. But if you look at the Real Clear Politics, we have Hillary Clinton at 47.5, Donald Trump at 41.2%. Do these crowds represent the result of an electoral map?
You know, I think they could. I think they're an indication of the excitement. Donald Trump is a different candidate, and we can all agree on that. He says things, he does things, he ruffles feathers. Republican establishment is very uncomfortable with him, and they said he didn't have a chance, and he would be a spring fling and then a summer fling, and then he would go away. But the reality is he came out of a 17-way bruising primary and beat 16 other really competent politicians and skilled people. And 14 million people showed up to vote for him, which was a record high. And I think that excitement is, you know what, this guy is challenging challenge in Washington, and Washington needs a change, and we don't need a third term of Barack Obama, which Hillary Clinton has promised to give us. We want something different. And so I think that excitement is fun. I think it's good for America. It's good for the process, and the fact that you have so many Reagan Democrats and blue-collar disenfranchised Republicans showing up to vote again, and evangelicals who did not vote for Romney. They're getting off the bench again. I think it's really exciting, and it's good for the system.
Well, Congressman, I wish we had more time, and of course we will eventually find out if those long lines do translate, so we'll see.
Well, thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Appreciate it.